It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes. One person in critical condition this morning. Several others are hurt after a 9-vehicle crash on John Sevier Highway.
That highway is back open this morning, but the crash happened near Mountain Grove Drive. It involved a dump truck, 3 cars, and 5 motorcycles. Right now, investigators are trying to figure out what led to the crash. And in Roane County, an Oliver Springs man is dead after officials say he drowned in Watts Bar Lake.
TWRA and Roane County Rescue Squad responded to an area known as the Sandbar on Saturday afternoon. They found 45-year-old Lee Jenkins in the water. They say it was an accidental drowning. Also in Roane County, one person is dead after a shooting in Harriman. It happened around 5 o'clock on Friday. Police found Wayne Frost dead on Hassler Mill Road when they got there. The sheriff's office is working to figure out what led up to the shooting. Police don't have any suspects in custody. And a reward is on the table for information about a double homicide in Sevier County. Police found 70-year-old Edward Atkins and his daughter, 43-year-old Melissa Smith, shot and killed inside their home on Asheville Highway on Christmas Eve. Authorities hope $10,000 will help persuade someone to come forward and help solve the case.
And we now know who died in an early morning house fire in Blount County on Friday. Fire crews say after they put the fire out, they found the body of 70-year-old Janet Brown. A 17-year-old is also hurt in the fire. Several other family members were treated on scene for smoke inhalation. Officials say the fire was caused by an electrical issue. And right now, around 250 people in Campbell County will soon be without a job as the county's biggest employer is planning to shut its doors. Workers at George's Prepared Foods received a letter saying the plant will close in September. Since then, one employee tells us more than 20 others have quit, leaving more work for those who are still there at a place that produces thousands of pounds of beef and sausage a day.
Going to work, it's just depressing, man. It's not the same, going in there knowing that it's not going to be open in 2 months. It's almost like, what's the point? Like, what are we working for right now?
The county mayor says his office is helping attract other businesses to hire the people who don't leave. The company says they're closing because of the rising costs of meat. One of Knoxville's only abortion clinics is suspending all services while they assess the legality of abortion in Tennessee.
The Knoxville Center for Reproductive Health was one of the only places to get an abortion in the area. Now, if you go to their website, a message says all abortion appointments are canceled until further notice. And Planned Parenthood of Tennessee says because of recent changes in Tennessee law, the organization can no longer provide abortion services at its health centers. The Knoxville Center has been closed since early this year after a fire. Investigators say someone set that fire on purpose.
And right now, authorities are searching for answers after 40 people were found dead inside a tractor trailer in San Antonio.
4 children were among 16 people rescued and taken to area hospitals with heat-related injuries. The victims were trapped inside this truck with high temperatures hovering around 100 degrees and above. The incident appears to be the latest and one of the deadliest in decades, involving people trying to cross the border from Mexico. 3 people are in custody, though police say it's unclear if they're connected with the incident. Police say they may conduct another canine search in the nearby woods today to be sure there are no additional bodies.
Federal investigators are in Missouri this morning investigating a deadly Amtrak train crash. 3 people died after the train hit a dump truck and derailed. More than 200 people were on board, including 2 Boy Scout troops. One 15-year-old scout rendered aid on the dump truck driver, who later died. And take a look at this. This is cell phone video from inside that train after it tipped on its side. You can see people standing on what looks like a window or door of the train trying to get out. The train was traveling from Los Angeles to Chicago. Officials say the track will be closed for a matter of days while the agency gathers evidence.
Right now, hazmat crews are in the country of Jordan investigating a deadly gas leak. Look at this. This is terrifying. Security cam footage shows the moments a crane drops the toxic gas onto the ship. 10 people are dead, more than 250 are hurt. Nearby hospitals are overrun with patients. It is not yet clear what the toxic gas is, but the area is under quarantine.
And Ghislaine Maxwell is set to be sentenced today in Manhattan federal court. She was found guilty of helping Jeffrey Epstein abuse girls between 1994 and 2004. Prosecutors say she deserves at least 30 years in prison. And the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack is holding a surprise hearing today after not planning any more hearings until July. The committee says it will now present recently obtained evidence. It's unclear what the panel will show, but it did recently obtain unseen footage from a documentarian with access to former President Trump in the days leading up to January 6th. And just in time for the holiday weekend, airlines are struggling right now to get off the ground.
At least 800 flights were canceled across the country on Monday afternoon alone. Meanwhile, hundreds of off-duty Delta airline pilots plan to picket this week, demanding a pay increase and that the carrier change its schedules to reduce flight disruptions. Union officials say pilot wages have not increased since 2016. Delta says it started contract negotiations earlier this year after talks were halted for 2 years during the pandemic.
And on the road, gas prices across the state are falling for the second week in a row. Today's average is sitting around 9 cents cheaper than where we were a week ago. And here's a look at the prices. In Knoxville, you see about $4.56, a little higher than the state average. Nationwide, though, we're sitting at about $4.88.
6:54, let's get to Whitty with your first alert traffic.
Getting out the door on this Tuesday morning, you are running on time. All that overnight construction in West Knox cleared up for you. All lanes of I-40 back open and running without delay. You're even looking good in and around downtown Knoxville. This is a live look at I-40 right around Rutledge Pike. You can see that volume still really light ahead of that morning rush. And if you are traveling on 40 westbound from Winfield Dunn Parkway into the city, you're moving about 72 miles an hour this morning. 75 southbound going 70 miles an hour. Alcoa Highway northbound also looking good, 57 miles an hour.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 now as we start off the day here with that lower humidity. We can hang out, really refreshing this morning and still pleasant this afternoon. This evening is when the humidity just barely starts ticking up and we start to feel it even more so the next couple of days to the end of the week, just becoming very muggy again. All the more reason to enjoy this pick of the week, as that also limits rain chances. Today it's really only mountain tops, and then we get a stray pop up tonight into tomorrow, Thursday. A couple more storms develop on Friday before it goes back to scattered this weekend. Now some of you may be still hoping for some rain, but since it's really more persistent in the region and then we start catching that humidity, the rain chances over the next week even are very hit or miss around our area as a whole. We're looking at about 1/4 of an inch on average valley, isolated 1/2 inch plus plateau, and then going up into the mountains 1 to 2 plus over the next week. So for today, we can enjoy the break. We don't have to deal with any of this. It's 64 right now in Knoxville with these hazy clouds moving by, 57 Crossville and Washburn, and 54 even in Middlesboro. Beautiful start to the day, beautiful day overall. Stick with that nice breeze out of the north and maybe stick to the shade this afternoon as it's still warm, just less humid. Your high today 86. Again, we're tracking those pop-up storms for the rest of the week and a look ahead to that 4th of July weekend. Obviously, a lot of folks may be out and about this weekend, and I'll have you covered coming up on the CW.
Seems like a good day to go to Crossville and go to Buc-ee's, I say.
You would go to.
I'll be in the garden. A much more normal thing to do.
We'll see you on WBXX. Have a good day.